Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of Grouse Dealer Maulers. I'm Dave Forrest, and this is my good friend
Harvey Lowe.
And in today's episode, we're doing more work on the 109K.
More work on the 109. Okay, great.
The never-ending project.
No, that's okay. That's all right. We should ask the viewers to send us comments how long it takes for people to build a model.
Well, I think that I kind of lost.
It's beautiful.
I lost interest in this. I was all into this. Like a number of months ago, a long time ago. Yeah. And then over time, for whatever reason, I just lost interest.
It happens to me. You know, when I lose interest, it's true. I go on another project. And I got like 15 projects on the go. Yeah. So I go to whatever, right?
Same, at least.
Because if you're not into it, it shows in your work.
Yeah. So, and you know, and there's a bunch of things that, you know, like I got to put the canopy on, and there's an aerial, and then you
had challenge with the decals.
Challenge with the decals.
And your colors all wrong.
The colors are all wrong. Well, I don't know if the colors are wrong, but colors are close enough.
Yeah, they're beautiful. It's beautiful.
But you know, it's been fun. Like it's been good for modulating, and just kind of. I mean, this being kind of a bit of a first serious foray back into 48 scale aircraft in a while.
Yeah, you've been saying that, right? You've been doing a lot of armor. I'm the other way around. I've been doing a crap load of aircraft. It's like I've gotten only maybe one armor done, maybe two in the past 3 years.
Yeah, yeah. So it's but you mostly an aircraft modeler.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. I started in aircraft when I was a kid.
Well, I started figures.
I
started figures. Yeah.
So, but it's from time to time you kind of. Like a project gets long in the tooth, and you just get tired of it.
Yeah, and then you do get into it. You get back into it.
Yeah, so
beautiful though.
And I've kind of made a promise to myself I would try and finish off some of those shelf queens that I have. So this is definitely one of them. Great. And I know we've been doing this in the videos and whatnot, but
people like the journey.
But we are where we are.
Yeah. You know the Germans, I swear they must have, as part of their design and manufacturing, a style or fashion wing of all their equipment. Everything of theirs looks so cool, from their, the aircraft colors to the uniforms to the bling. Look at that. It's a beautiful scheme.
Put on a show, that's sure.
That's a beautiful scheme.
Yeah, and in late war, right? And it's out of necessity where. Maybe the fuselage came from a different. The wings were manufactured in a different site, therefore they're, different color. I don't know. Who knows? Like,
looks cool.
A lot of challenges at the end of the war.
So what are you going to do today?
So today is going to be some weathering. So I did. So I haven't done any streaking on the underside. I did that on another. So I'll do that here, just doing some.
So that's streaking. Only modulation so far.
That's only modulation.
Oh, wow.
And a wash.
Wow. Oh, and a panel wash. Okay.
And a panel wash, right?
Okay.
And I used. So I should talk about what I used. So last time you guys saw this, we were doing the decals, and the washes. So I've since overcoated it with. I tried initially with the Super Clear from Gunzy, like a mix of their just a mix of their flat, a few drops of their flat and their semi-gloss.
That lacquer stuff. Yeah,
and then I looked at kind of the finish of it, and I wasn't happy. Like I found it kind of a little bit pebbly.
Really?
Yeah, I guess. And I looked at the finish of my Falkwolf that I had.
Yeah.
And I've done that with the VMS semi, and it turned out really nice. I mean, you got to kind of just polish it back a tiny bit. So I let it dry, and then I put another coat. So I did a coated it with the VMS, and it came out.
You like the VMS?
I like the VMS.
The VMS is acrylic based.
It's acrylic based, and I don't know. I just find.
I still I've used the Gunzy Super Clear. I use it on my B-17, but you're always a little nervous, right? Because your undercoats are all acrylic, and then you're misting on this lacquer. I've never had a problem misting it on, but there's always that thing in the back of my mind going.
Yeah, I've never had a problem either, but it's just more like what the end finish looks like.
Yeah.
And I just found it's funny, like when I first used the VMS, I said, man, I don't like it. I'm going to stick.
Yeah.
And then I kind of bounced back, so I'm a little bit schizophrenic on it. But.
You know what I go with? My go-to is already Testers. Model Master, and they're gone.
Yeah.
I stocked up.
Right out of the can.
Oh, no, well, you thin it with their thinner.
You decant it.
No, it's in a bottle.
Oh, it's in a bottle.
It's the acrylic stuff. You can't get any. I just love it.
Yeah.
I just love it.
I still like their gloss. I still use their gloss for decals because you don't have to spray the whole model. Right. Like when you're doing an armor model.
Right.
But when it comes to aircraft, gloss, it's going to be the X22 from
X22.
Thinned with leveling thinner.
Okay,
about 50,
X22,
about 50/50,
okay.
and sprayed
I
on
haven't
wet.
tried it.
It comes like a polished finish. It's gorgeous.
Can you use can you use their lacquer thinner too on it? I'm sure you could.
I'm sure, but I just use the
Mr.
leveling
Leveling
thinner.
thinner.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you could use their leveling thinner too. It's got to be
I will
leveling.
try that.
It's got to be leveling thinner.
I
Right?
will try that. Okay.
So so we'll do some streaking. I did some exhaust staining on this side of the air. So I did that last night and kind of prepping. And the only thing I might do is I might go over and matte spray it
With VMS again.
with probably VMS, just
Okay.
to kind of because it's a little bit shiny.
Yeah,
as you
I
can
would
see.
do that just to.
Even though I use the rapid dry thinner on it.
Now I've seen photos of this is Eastern Front. There's a famous photo of a Luftwaffe pilot sitting near his tail, and that aircraft is gloss. It's almost pure gloss. You could see his reflection in the tail. But that was probably Eastern Front. I don't know if they were like that towards the end of the war, right?
I mean, I know like for the Aces aircraft, they would polish them
Yeah.
up so that the airflow would be just a little bit.
But
that
you
much better.
never see that at shows. They're never pure glossy like that.
Yeah, because they would look awful.
Yeah, in that scale.
Yeah. So I think a semi-gloss. I mean, I think a dead
Semi-gloss.
flat is. I don't know. That's the right answer either. But this is a nice semi-gloss. Like there's a bit of a sheen to it, right?
I do like semi-gloss now on aircraft because a lot of them are quite shiny when you see them in photos.
Now, I think the interesting thing to do would be, and I've always wanted to do this with maybe a Pacific War subject, is to do different levels of semi-gloss, flat gloss on different panels.
Yeah.
I think that would be.
Yeah. You'd see that on the Zeros once they start transitioning from carrier operations to land based, because they were spit polish on the carriers, right? And then once they moved to land operations, you could probably see a bit of that going on.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, they were harsh environments too. They worked off, all right. So I guess we'll get right to it. Okay, so what I've done is I've taken some oil paints and put them on some cardboard just to leach out the linseed oil. Now I've got a smoke color and a dark brown. They look kind of similar. Then I've got this shiny mess here, which is engine grease. Right. So so that's not going to get too matte. But simply, and I need my eyes for this. Where are my eyes? My eyes are back here. Simply put, so I'm going to limit the staining because there were no guns along the wings, so no ejection ports, no right. So everything was either in the nose or on the cowling. So I'm just going to take. Let's try the smoke color and take a bit of the smoke, and I'm just going to put it. Just dots of it here. And I might do a trail here, and maybe some here. And all I'm doing is I'm just assuming, where would oil leach out?
You're just putting dots of oil there for now.
Yeah,
which is right out of the tube.
Which is right out of the tube.
And that color is again?
Smoke. That's Uptelling 502 smoke.
Oh.
So.
And what thinner are you using? Odorless?
Yeah. I'm just using like the MIG odorless thinner. You can use stock odorless. And the nice thing about the reason why I use odorless is just because it's.
Yes, true. I have a couple of bottles of Humbrol enamel thinner. It really is good, but it really stinks.
Yeah, and it's a little harsher. Right?
It is harsher. I find that it's better for a wash. The Humbrol enamel. It's really nice with a wash if you put oil paints in it. It's a better solution in terms of coverage than odorless, but it's really big smell, and it's hard to get.
I use the odorless for everything. Yeah. So all I've done is I've just wet and kind of dried off with some of the odorless thinner, and I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I've switched to oils. I don't really use a lot of acrylic weathering. Do you?
No.
No, not
other than like the.
I remember you used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty simple, eh? And you can control oil better than acrylics, I think.
Yeah. So, for example, if I don't like where this is going,
yeah,
I'll clean it off.
Yeah.
Easy.
Less is best, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these planes wouldn't be in service very long, so like they would get dirty, and you can make the argument that like some of the, you know, maybe the quality of the build wasn't quite there, so there'd be more leaching of right.
Mm-hmm. I know that for certain aircraft, like for example, Japanese aircraft, they didn't even prime them towards the end of the war.
Right.
So that's why you have a lot of flaking. Just paint just came right off.
So I'm somewhat happy with these streaks. So I'm happy with this one. So I'm going to leave that one the way it is. I might clean these up a bit. Maybe start over.
We do things live here.
Yeah. But that's the nice thing about using oils, right? Is that if you don't like it, you just clean it up and start over.
You know what I find is if you do a wash with oils, Dave, save that solution in I use those old 35 ml film cups, right? And you can use the wash as a weathering thing too for light. Do you know what I mean? As opposed to the oil on, and then
I see. Yeah.
You use the wash and just dabble on if you really want subtle. So if you some camera stores still process 35 mil, so go in and ask because they're just going to recycle them. How's it look?
Yeah. I'm happy with the stuff here.
Yeah.
Again, nice and subtle, right?
Yeah, because I think you want an effect of some sort of streak, and then kind of like it blurs out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do another. So very simple.
We talked about this before. It's all about the eye, right? Yeah. Some people go, "What's your secret?" Well, you got to know what your eye is telling you that looks right and what looks wrong.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
It's your eye, and that's not a technique. It's just you know where it is and where it isn't.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of like, okay, what's enough?
Yeah.
It looks good.
Yeah, it looks good, not good.
So I think part of the problem is maybe there's just too much.
Yeah, I think you got too much thinner. Yeah.
So let's try this.
It's a little better.
Yeah. See, a little more controlled. Right?
Yeah, yeah, that's better. See, look at that.
That looks good.
That's much better.
Let's do this guy here.
Yeah.
It's a bit much.
That's much better.
Bring it back the other way. Oh, see, I like that. It looks good. That looks much better.
Ah, that's way better now. Yeah. We're also going to be attending more shows. So we did the Nationals. Robert's behind the camera, right? We did that. And then maybe when I'm going to venture out to a couple of US shows, and maybe we can do a few more episodes on shows. So I hope you guys will enjoy that. Yeah,
I think we're planning to be at Cleveland.
Yeah, we'll be at Cleveland. And I think, Robert, we did the Nats ones already, right? Yeah. The Nationals? Oh, we haven't done it yet?
No, done.
Oh, I think I need to send you the clips, don't I?
Yes.
Okay. I'll do that. All right, one more thing to do.
There we go.
Yeah, that's much better.
So I'm just using this brush to clean things up a bit.
Is that a dry brush?
No, this is a little bit wetter. So let's add some interest on the wing. So I'm happy with this. It's good enough. Let's do. Let's do one of these guys. Let's do him. Oils are great. I said oils are fantastic.
Yes, they are. I love oils. I do. And I use a lot of the Winsor Newton, too. Epsilon are good, but I got a stash of the Winsor Newtons.
I swear by the outside. Look at that. Just nice and
Yeah.
subtle.
Yeah.
Maybe we do one
Now, do you use any other color to do that, or just smoke? Or sorry, smoke.
Just smoke.
Yeah.
I mean, I think with the amount of dilution that's going on,
Yeah.
like, does it really? Do you need anything else?
Yeah, because I find with modeling like that at that level, if you do another color, it's got to have contrast.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just wasting your time.
Yeah, like I don't like the two color. I mean, this is darker.
Yeah.
This is like almost a black,
Mm-hmm.
and this is kind of a very dark brown.
Mm-hmm.
I probably could have just stayed with the smoke.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Because then it blends in. It doesn't make a difference. But it's up to you. But if you do that, what I'm saying is it's good to have some contrast and choose something that's really different, because then it'll just stand out a bit more.
So all I'm doing is I just attack it to loosen it up with a wetter brush. And again, subtle is the name of the game.
And again, folks, you're doing that over an acrylic coat, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise,
Well,
right.
I mean, whether it's acrylic,
Protective coat.
I mean, whether it's acrylic or lacquer, you'd be fine.
Yeah, I usually like, if I'm using oils, I like an acrylic coat. Then I know it's a barrier to protect it from the previous colors.
Let's put a couple here. Let's get a little bit more paint. Again, it's just kind of randomly.
Mm-hmm.
You can look at reference photos. I spent some time last night looking at some reference photos, both of what other modelers have done and some historical shots.
So let me get this straight. It's Thanksgiving and you're looking at reference photos of Luftwaffe oil leakage as opposed to spending time at Thanksgiving dinner with your family. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, I have time history. You know, you gotta have your priorities, man.
Yes.
I don't know what happened there.
I don't know about you, but I find that the enjoyment of the hobby is also surfing the web and looking at research. And
Oh yeah, 100%.
it's not just building and
100%.
right.
We got a piece of Schmitz or something in there.
And again, you're still using just the smoke.
Yep.
It's working. Now you got it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's an easy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's definitely a case where less is more.
Yeah.
Let's try this. So that's a bit more, so I'm going to just attack it with a slightly wetter brush. I'm just going to clean this up here.
How's it look? Looks good from here.
I mean, I kind of like it. There we go. Go back and maybe attack this one a bit more. So the nice thing about oils is you can go back and attack them after the fact.
Or remove it.
Or remove it.
Yeah.
Maybe just something here leaching out of the wheel well.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, so that's all. That's really all you have to do.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you don't have to go too crazy. You can if you want. You can, and then if you wanted to, you could put some airbrushing in there. I'm not going to, but I will do the airbrushing on the exhaust. So again, I did.
Oh, you airbrushed the exhaust already?
Well, I did one side.
Oh, yeah.
So I did that side.
It's. I find it's tough to do airbrushing exhaust stains, eh? Because you're going over your beautiful camouflage finish. You better not screw up.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's very true. As long as you get the oil.
But it does add to the model.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
You have to do it. You have to do it. But it is very. But the secret, and I'll show you. The secret is just to go thin.
Yes, true.
Right, very light,
True.
thin coat. So, let's do that. I might do some more streaking along the top, but most of it, gravity, right, would have pulled the oil down. So most of it would be on the undersurface. So I think that's pretty good.
I think so.
I might do a little bit more, but
For now?
I'm kind of happy with that.
Yeah, less is best. Don't
actually-
over. Yeah, the other secret to modeling is knowing when to stop.
Yeah, it's true.
So, stop!
But the nice part about this is that you can go back and it. So you have a lot of playtime with this.
Yeah, you do.
Which for somebody like me is, good and bad, I guess.
How long did it take you totally to do that?
This
model, yes. So far, up to this point.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know, 30 hours?
What's not bad?
Maybe 40?
That's not bad. Some projects you just hammer through, right? Pretty quick. But given I do a lot of conversions, like right now I'm working on a Key 57 Japanese top-seat transport, and I'm mating the old Sanger fuselage to the ICM Key 21 wings. Oh, that's taken a long time.
That's crazy.
That's taken a while. Got to re-vacuform the canopy. I got to start building Tamiya out of the box.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I don't have any time for
yeah, you do all this work and
nonsense.
then you take it to a competition.
Oh my God.
You're a micromillimeter off, so it's probably better to build a Tamiya kit.
It's funny. I bought I picked up the new FM2 Profi pack,
MF.
the Wildcat.
Oh, the Wildcat. Yes.
Right, with the late Moore markings.
Yes.
Because I'm a sucker for box art, and the box art on that just looked fantastic. And then right after I did that, I said, okay, well, why'd I buy this model? We've got like 4 Wildcats already. But it's a different version, right? It looks cool.
Different markings.
Different markings. The box art looks great. So then I said, well, let's go all in. So I ordered like a wing folding set, an engine.
Cool. That's cool.
A cockpit, wheels. So, and I got this, and I'm going to order this nice base for it.
Which one are you doing?
Probably a late war American Gambier Bay type of thing.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Right. Let's see.
Yeah, I've got a couple of Wildcats in my stash, too.
Fuck that up.
You may recall I picked up an Airfix Wildcat in 72nd on our trip to, where did we go? Where was that, Amps?
That was Amps.
That was in some small town in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I got it at a Hobby Lobby for like $9.99. The Airfix, yeah, it's kind of cool.
I remember you had a lot of trouble opening that.
Yeah, yes.
You had a lot of trouble.
And for you audiences, I have a 3rd-degree black belt, and I couldn't rip off the plastic on that box. So do I smash the box in pieces to open it up, or what? I remember that. I couldn't even open the goddamn box.
We were filling up with gas, and
Yes.
you were walking around the car
Trying to open
this
it.
thing, and then you're like, what the hell is he doing?
Do you know how many boards I've broken and things that I've smashed through, and then I can't open a
I'm
kit?
like, Harvey, what are you doing? And he just looks at me, he stops, he looks at me, and was very serious, and he goes, I can't get this thing open. And I have a black belt. That's Harv.
Those are the memories, eh?
Those are the memories.
So yeah, we're planning to go now. We're now in October of 2024. Dave and I are planning to go to Cleveland for their wonderful show in November. So
Right. This is one of those things where the more you touch it, the more you mess
there you
it up.
go. That's looking good. That's really
Let's do
looking
that.
good.
Okay, so let's switch up. I'm gonna get the airbrush going. We'll do the exhaust stains, and then maybe a bit of chipping. And away we go. Okay, so we're gonna do the exhaust stains, and the exhaust stains are gonna be very simple. We're gonna use a black or an off black. So I like rubber black, which is like really dark blue.
Rubber
gray.
black.
Rubber black.
Do they have an exhaust color?
No. I'm sure they exist, but not in this range.
And you like the lacquers.
I love the lacquers. They stink. So you got to wear protect. So when I spray in my workshop, I'm wearing a full filter mask that not only filters out particulates but also filters out fumes.
Because we are not right now.
They're not right now, but
we're
not spraying a lot.
Right, and we're in your garage.
In my garage.
So,
and then I also have a booth that sucks the fumes out through a window. Right. So when you're spraying with the stuff, again, just be very. This stuff will, if you don't take those precautions, this stuff will get you.
So yeah, please wear a mask.
So
I by the way, I also wear eye protection. Or glasses.
Yeah, I usually have my glasses on, so that's my eye protection. So what we're gonna do is, so I've already put a bit of, so I like to use when I want to spray something flat, I like to use the rapid thinner here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep. And I'm just taking a little bit.
What's your airbrush? Water.
This is a little 0.3 Revolution.
Oh, it's Revolution.
Yeah, my go-to airbrush.
Yeah, I like it. I like that airbrush too.
And I'm just adding a bit of paint into the thin. So really, you're kind of making a dirty.
Oh, you put the thinner in the cup already.
Yeah, I always put the thinner in first, never the paint.
Right.
And all I'm doing is I'm just making like a dirty thinner, like Dave says, Dave Brown. So this is really.
Yeah, for exhaust, I like very dark grays.
Yeah.
And
I think the
blacks.
The pictures I saw, there wasn't a lot of. Like some aircraft, like the Sky Raider, has this very distinctive pattern.
I was just about to go there.
And it has different colors. So like there's kind of a black sooty outer bit, and then towards the middle it gets kind of like this buff gray type of thing.
You know, one of the toughest exhaust stains I've ever had to do was on my 148th B17.
Oh yeah.
Very unique, right? And you better get it right because the B17
because it's very distinctive, right?
It's extremely distinctive, and it's they've got these vents at the back of the wing, but it goes around the vents, not from them. So you should do your research and get it right.
Nothing beats a picture, like you said.
Nothing beats a picture, yeah.
So
there you go.
Right, so just very.
Yep.
So what I might do is I might take the tip off.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you take the cone, yeah.
Which I should have done before.
Yeah, because it's probably the paint's
loading it. So what this does is this just helps to further refine. Like, look how fine you can get. Like, I don't know if the camera can see that.
Yep. And that's a 0.3?
It's a 0.3, right? So, and normally I would wear gloves.
Yeah.
But I don't have any gloves here with me.
And you're at a low air pressure?
Yeah, but I usually spray it around 12 to 15. It's not the same.
I'm usually around 8 to 10.
So all I'm going to do is just start. You just start building up the color. And because you're so. Let me grab it from here. So because you're so thin. You really have a lot of control. So I'm just trying to get in there. It's a little awkward to get into and still show people. So all I'm going to do is just kind of build it up, just because it'll follow the wing group, right?
And some aircraft I know have higher levels of octane, so that's where you have that lighter gray, right?
What?
Something like that.
I should know the answer to that, but I don't.
Yeah, I think it is. But mostly
sounds right.
Mostly Allied aircraft. Correct me if I'm wrong. So do your research there as well.
Yeah, the other thing too is that the quality of the fuel at the end of the war would have been fantastic.
So like Dave and I talked, we both. Well, you've had yours a lot longer. I just finally picked up the 148 blank, right? Now that's going to be a challenge to do with exhaust, because the Lancasters had a unique
very distinct. But there's lots of references for it.
Yeah.
Now the unfortunately, with this stuff, there's no way. Like, how do you correct it?
Yes, that's right. You better.
Like with the oil paints.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned earlier.
You have that get out of jail free card. Right?
Yeah. You better get this right. I've been modeling for a long time, but this is the one that still makes me a bit nervous. And I don't get nervous. This one's like, okay, you better get it right. That's beautiful, though. You've got it.
Yeah, I just want to make it consistent on both sides.
Yeah, go slow, right? Layer it. Don't do it in one pass.
Exactly.
Don't do it in one pass. And make sure you as you see Dave do, get the pattern on the Kleenex, because you don't want to make sure it's clogged and you get splatter. Right?
Exactly.
It's beautiful.
So because it's so thin, you just build up the color very gradually. So you have a lot of control. this looks.
That's great.
I think that looks.
I think that looks great.
Let's see right here.
Mm-hmm. Kind of both sides should be similar.
Yeah, similar enough.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just a little bit more. So I think that's it.
I think so. It looks great. I wouldn't overdo it.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah. So we'll leave it like that. So that's really that's. Oh no, sorry. There's one more thing we got to do.
Chipping.
So let's. So I'm just gonna pour this back in because it's all lacquer thinner anyways. Not that gave me more than a couple of drops, but anyway. Let's spread out the rest here.
That's what I do. Until they have a self-cleaning airbrush.
That stinks.
It does. But we're in a garage.
We're in a garage getting cancer.
Yes. Breathe those fumes. Don't. Yeah, I got a setup of an airbrush booth venting to the outside.
So I'll do a proper cleaning inside. I'll just do a little bit just to get.
You know, I don't know how the car guys do it. Some of those guys use that what do you call it, 2-part epoxy gloss paint. That stuff's deadly. I don't know how those guys do it.
So we'll just clean this out and then we'll spray that. All right. So that does that. We'll shut this little guy off. So now we'll do some chipping. So let me just clean up the workstation here, and we'll
be right
get
back.
the chipping. Okay, so the last step for today's episode is going to be doing some chipping, and for that, I like to use on aircraft. I like to use a Prismacolor pencil.
Me too.
Right. So this is metallic silver.
Yeah. That's the one. Oh, and don't use the AK silver pencil because they're too soft.
They're too soft, yeah. So this is a little bit harder.
Prismacolor. That's my go-to.
And I just get a nice sharp point just by rubbing it on a scrap piece of paper.
I use a pencil sharpener, but hey, you know.
No, I like to rub it. It's just when you just need the point. God, then you're taking too much off with the pencil.
Oh, well, that's true too,
right?
I use it. Well, then I use
Harvey,
it.
always overkilling. Yeah. So, so really, I'm going to keep this limited to the wing roots, and this is just really to kind of simulate the scuffs that the pilot and the crew servicing the aircraft.
That's true.
So really, I'm just going to keep it around the wing root.
Yeah. So on that note, for chipping, because I love chipping, I wouldn't use the hairspray technique on this, right? Because it's too much. Would you say? Because there's a lot more control with the pencil.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Like, depends what you're after. Like if you're doing maybe a Japanese aircraft, okay.
Absolutely.
But for this, I think chipping would be too
too much,
too uncontrollable
and uncontrolled.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
So and it's all it is just a dabbing motion.
It's the perfect pencil for that.
Right.
Metallic silver, I believe, is what they call it.
Yeah, that's right. So just. And not a lot, and the crew would get in because the canopy opened this way, so the canopy would kind of flip over.
Yep, they always enter from the left side.
So you wouldn't have much here, or as much. So you'd have most of it. So
that's a tradition, Dave.
What's that?
The left side.
Is it?
Because that's where you mount a horse, on the left side.
Why wouldn't you mount a horse on the right side?
I don't know.
Doesn't like it.
I have no idea. Oh, something to do. Correct me if I'm wrong. Something to do with the old medieval where you have a sword or something? I don't know. So it's easier to mount on that. But I might be wrong.
There's probably a good reason for it.
But it's tradition, right? It's like a salute, right? It's the knights lifting their visors.
Right.
So
yeah, okay. Good to know.
That's why the hood lifts on this left
So
side.
always chip more on the left.
That's what I'm saying. The mechanics would be on the other side.
Right. So there's a couple of access panels here, so I just chip those a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's, again, subtle. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't want to go too crazy.
Sometimes if you want to use the pencil and do some chipping along the scribe lines, I use a piece of tape. and
Oh,
just
yeah,
scribe it
yeah.
along the tape and lift the tape.
Yeah.
You get a straight edge.
Yeah. I think that looks.
Looks mediocre.
Yeah, it looks medium. It looks good enough.
Yeah, it's third place win. You know.
At best.
Maybe honorable mention.
At best.
At best.
At best at this point. Yeah. So not a lot.
Yeah, it's great.
I mean, just a
Yeah,
bit.
not a lot.
Doesn't need a lot. Mm-hmm. Maybe, and you might do some chipping up here. And the thing with chipping is you need to have like at least a, like there has to be a bit of a bite to the surface.
Yeah, that's true. You can't chip on a gloss surface.
Can't chip on a gloss
No,
surface.
no. It's best on a completely flat finish. By the way, good point. Yeah, that's what I do too. Just tiny little chipping.
Yeah.
Usually where the propeller might kick back some stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So in multi-engine, chipping around the cockpit where the prop wash goes.
And there's a bit of a kind of a raised.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe that's where this will catch some of the.
I do find less is best with these.
Yeah.
So.
Just a bit. But you'd barely notice, because if you think about it, if you stand a certain distance away, you're not going to see these. But if you get up really close, you might. And that is it. Again, less is more, right? So I think that concludes. That really concludes kind of the bulk of the work on this.
Yep.
Now it's just a matter of putting on the antenna and the canopy and the under the gear and the balances and the wing. And,
Lovely colors.
yeah, thank you. So I think next time you see this, it'll all be finished up, and I'll just kind of talk to kind of what I did. But that's it. So thanks for hanging out with us.
Yes.
Really appreciate it, and we'll see you. We'll see you next time around. Take care, everyone.
See ya.